185 used go-kart tires. Sounds silly, doesn't it? Especially because I paid $500 for all of them. All right, YouTube friends, welcome back to the channel. I've been MIA for about 2 years. I haven't done a video. I've done a pre-recorded video in about 2 years. I've done lives. You may have seen me on there. If you're new to the channel, I'm active duty Air Force, but I buy things. I bought 15 storage units in the past couple years. I've bought buyouts of a couple smaller businesses. I do thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, flea markets. I go and buy things to flip on eBay. I don't really have a specific thing. I love vintage stuff, but I do like to sell parts, car parts, random hardware, stuff like that. Pretty much sell anything I can get. But yeah, I do prefer, it is fun to sell some of the stuff that was like part of my childhood, part of my parents' childhood. Just, really cool, like kind of vintage stuff that, you just don't see very often. But all in all, yeah, I've been doing this for about 4 years consistently. I've been selling on eBay for about 5 years. I started when I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, and then just sold a couple things here and there. You may remember I was working out of my garage, and then I had a detached garage that I was working out of. I think one of my last couple videos was I was in the process of moving into this warehouse, and since then I've actually purchased the warehouse. I own this place. I can now focus on kind of making it my own. I can do a lot of personalization. I actually have been getting into graffiti art a little bit, and I've got a couple of the walls painted. And I'll probably eventually do the vast majority of the inside and the outside. I really enjoy that, so that's another hobby that I've kind of jumped into. But I've gotten kind of a second wind with eBay. Like I said, the past couple years I've kind of slowed down. Well, I mean, not really. 2 years ago was like a really strong year, and then last year I think I had like half of the sales I had the previous year. And that was like due to like some personal reasons. Some things like were coming up. I had to put more time into the Air Force. I ended up getting a promotion, so like that took a little bit more of my like time and energy. But now I've gotten kind of the hang of that, and I'm in a place a little more comfortable with balancing those aspects of my life. Pretty good sales weekend. I had about 12 or 13 items sell, all for around $450 or $500, I think. So yeah, we're gonna run through some of those. I'll get into more of the warehouse footage as time goes on. I've been absent from this channel, but I've had a lot of inspiration from some of the YouTubers I've been watching, and I've really missed the community because I really don't have anyone in my life that does a lot of reselling really at all. I really just miss being around people that shared that same kind of interest. And a couple things that I sold today, I'll be running you through some of those, and then I've had a big pickup, a big score that I'll be showing you a little bit later on. And yeah, stick around. Okay, first up, I sold a slot car tracks piece, and that is in a K1. Let's see. So I decided to just part this one out. I had like the full set, or I had the full set, but it just didn't work. I really just didn't want to put any more time into it, so I ended up just parting it out, and I think I'll do better that way anyway. Okay, over to Ben G. Here we are. It's kind of cramped in here. Sold a, let's see, set of, I think they were crayons. Yeah, they were a set of crayons. I actually got most of this stuff in the same lot. I cleaned out a lady's garage. She was a retired teacher, so she had a lot of stuff. It's like that clock. A lot of people I did like recognize that from their childhood. I had one whenever I was in school. There was one up in behind the teacher's desk. It has like a little gear, so it like will go complete hour, just like a normal clock. Whenever you have to move it though, so you move the minute hand, goes all the way around, and then it'll jump forward an hour. Yeah, obviously it's just for educational purposes, but pretty cool. I actually thought about taking that listing down and then putting it up somewhere in my office. So I'll probably do that. Okay, so I actually sold a full slot car set that I didn't get to test completely, but I just sold it all as is. I have this in a complete box somewhere. No, that might be it. There's a good chance that's it. Okay, so that was not it. I gotta put that back up. Oops. Still gotta find this lot of track pieces, which is that it right there? Oops. Did not crack that. I thought I might have. That was very chaotic. I gotta check in there. I think that's actually where it's at. I'm actually pretty sure that this is it, but my one of these, it's, I don't know. I just didn't, I did not actually put a label on this box for some reason. I usually, you know, as you can see, I organize things by bin, but for the bigger things, I typically just put in a box, put a label on it. And I can typically remember where it's at, but I kind of forgot where I put that one. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, bin 3C. Oh, I gotta put those up. All right, on to bin 3C. Just put this one out. I think, okay, what did I do? I sold an iPhone 4. So I have two here, and I remember one of them is cracked, the other one is not. So let me just get the one that's cracked. Sorry, the one that's not cracked. Yeah, there it is. So I sold that. It's only $19.99 free shipping. It works fine. It's not iCloud locked, but they just don't sell very much. Sold these brass fittings for sink faucets. They're actually called bib seats. I'd never heard that before. But I have a lot of them. Actually, this whole rack right here, I paid $100 for. And if I remember correctly, it was about $2,500 or $3,000 worth of hardware in here that I listed. It took a long time, but it was, well, it didn't take too long. It was just very consistent work. And like I said, that's about $2,500 or $3,000 worth of listings right there. I love hardware, but it is very meticulous. I organize everything. You know, I had to make each individual drawer have a specific, like BC5. That stands for brass craft, because I mean, that's just what the majority of these were branded. And I love these drawers. They're very, very organized. You'll see whenever I open it. Let's see, SCB 1415. There it is. Okay, so it should be right here. Yep, there it is. $17.99. And I mean, at this point with all these, I have cents into that. So really happy I did that. Multi-quantity is the name of the game, in my opinion. Okay, rack 3, box 13. Okay, rack 3, box 13. It would help if I knew what the part number is. BWD C658. So BWD C658. Okay, let's put that back. Love these car parts. I know they're not as fun as, you know, collectibles, but I bought a big lot. Biggest purchase I've ever made in terms of reselling. I paid $1,800 for a lot of car parts, and I mean a lot. And I still have miscellaneous. I mean, this pallet right here, that pallet's from all my personal Jeep parts, but I'm still going to sell them. But yeah, this is still all new merchandise right here. Merchandise, still new car parts. I have not listed this. That's all listed right there. That's all car parts that are listed. This is just random car parts, but yeah, I paid $1,800, and that's about $60,000 worth of car parts, and I've done pretty well on these. Car parts take a decent amount of time to sell. Don't expect it to sell immediately, but I mean, I've probably made about $25,000 off of those car parts over the past 2 years. Very good investment for me. If I could find this again and just do that, I'd be doing pretty good. I'd probably get bored. I've done pretty good on them. Can't complain. Actually sold 2 more of those plumbing supplies. I sold some O-rings and some more bib seats. So let's go in here and get those. Should have looked. BC6 again. 1872 right there. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here we go. Sold those. Those weren't for as much. $12.99 free ship. And then BC1, that's the big one up there. These are like the big O-rings. Number 122. For 122 should be 20 of them. So I gotta count. Should have had. Oh, these are big old honking. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It was $19.99 free shipping, and that'll go first class. Sold another car part. Man, okay, let me just go back. Okay, so I have two car parts. Let's just get both these at the same time. Rack 3, box 12. I have a R281 voltage regulator. R281 voltage regulator. Box 14 says WT 203 sensor. WT 203. Okay, this is an interesting one. Let me just show you. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, these abomination of a pallet rack that I built. I built these to organize these taillights. They're, man, I could go into this a lot, but they're basically the same taillight, but just with different brackets and different connectors on it. And I bought all these. I mean, this is, I think it was like 250, 275 or something like that. Taillights. And I bought them for $100 for the whole lot. So yeah, that was very good. If I could find that again, I definitely would, but it was a lot of work. So there we go, got one and two. Those are actually been cleaned. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, set of these, $24.99 plus shipping on top. But yeah, that took hours to clean, organize, list, make this pallet rack. Look at this. Look at that woodworking. Look at that. And yeah, there's some, I haven't listed, I've only listed about 4 different types, and I think there's about 8 different types. I just got really, that took a lot of time. But for like 150 sets, you know, $100, I could not go wrong. I was not gonna let that, I was not gonna pass that up. Okay, last item, W1. Let's come over here. W1. There's gonna be a lot of G.I. Joe accessories. Just a bunch of different clothes and guns. And I know I probably could have parted these out a little bit better, but I'm not too worried about it. Buyer paid $39.99, free shipping. This is light. This will probably even go first class, so yeah. Okay, it is time to ship these. Coming in here. Okay, last thing I sold, pretty cool sale. These right here, I didn't put them in a bin because I wanted to hang them up on the wall until they sold, but they sold really quick. I think I listed them last week or so, something like that. These are hubcaps for a 60s, 70s dog bowl or dog dish, as they call them, hubcaps. I sold these for $39.99, shipping on top. The total of 13 items for $447.82. All right, getting into the topic of today's video. I haven't bought anything at all. I've not sourced at all in months. I've only bought 2 lots in the past year of things to sell on eBay. I did this because I have way too much stuff. I kind of disciplined myself, did not want to be buying anything because I just have so much stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I just haven't went through, from storage units that I purchased. I've bought about 15 storage units within the past couple years, and I still have stuff that I've been, just kind of going through. So yesterday I was on Facebook Marketplace, and I knew that if I did see the right thing, I would buy it, but it'd have to be really worth it. And I think this was. I bought 185 used go-kart tires. Sounds silly, doesn't it? Especially because I paid $500 for all of them. However, I looked at them and I was like, there's a lot of people commenting on this. And I worked night shift, and I was looking on my phone, middle of the night, and they had posted it, I think, at like 11 p.m. And even at 11 p.m., I think there was like 10 people that commented on there. They were like tagging other people. They were getting all excited about it. So I was like, what is it about these tires? They're used. It's not like they looked in good condition. They looked like they were taken care of. But I was thinking, they're used. How could, why? She was asking $10 a tire. And I think at that time she had like 250. So she actually did sell some before I got them. And I asked her how much she wanted for all of them. And And that was only like a couple hours afterwards. She woke up in the morning and she told me $500. And I looked them up, and well, you can probably, I'm gonna see if maybe I'll put it on the screen. They're selling for like a set of 4 for like $100 to $200. And I look up, like the sell-through rate, and I think there's only like 15 to like 25 or something like that listings on there. And looking up the sold comps, there was about, I think like 75, 85 of them that were sold. And so I thought, this is like an excellent sell-through rate, selling for quite a bit. I think it's 28 sets of 4, and the other ones are just the rears. I think I have like 23 or something like that. I forget how many sets of rears. And the rears sell for like 65 to like 80. A little bit of backstory on how this individual got these. Her husband actually do this, have been doing this for a long time. She said she's been doing it, I think, for like her whole life. And they had like 3 really nice go-karts that they were racing, because I guess people are really into this. They pay like $10,000 to like $40,000 for these, these really good go-karts, and they go on races, like all up and down it's mainly the East Coast, but all up and down the East Coast. And she said she actually got them from like a racing team that you have to pay for like a subscription, like dues, and you come with your own tires, but then they will take care of the tires, they'll swap them out, and they'll like resurface them, put like chemicals on them or whatever, and they'll give you like a new set back like each race. So eventually they have like a huge back stock of these tires, and they're still in really good condition. You can kind of see like the surface, there's no, like none of these really have any damage. Maybe I think there's a couple, like these right here. These aren't even like the good brand. The good brand is Maxxis, and the vast majority of these are Maxxis, you can kind of see. But like this one right here, that's worn down a lot. Like you can see these little 3 lines. You want to see that, and then you can see the surface is pretty good condition, but this one's a little worn. This whole set is that other brand, probably not worth much. 2 other sets right here, 1 other set right here, but all the rest of them, for the most part, are in good condition. Luckily, I was able to snag all these up, $500. They're actually light. They make them really light, a lot lighter than I thought they'd be. I think each one's like 1 to 2 pounds or something like that. I did a measurement of like a set of 4. It's like 18 by 20 by 10. So I'm gonna buy a bunch of boxes that are that shape. And honestly, I'm looking at getting several $1,000s in profit off of these. One of only 2 like buys that I've done in the past year. The other one was actually what I was showing you earlier on in the video with those tail lights. I sold one over the weekend. Obviously, not everyone is set up to do this. I'm fortunate enough to have the warehouse. If I didn't have the warehouse, I probably wouldn't have done this. This is a lot. Well, I probably would have made it work, honestly. Even with the garage that I had before, I'd probably still try to make this work because they seem like they're selling really quick, and we're coming up on the season, spring, summertime, perfect time for them to be working on. I mean, obviously the lady her and her husband were actively working on the go-karts that they had while I was over there picking these up. So, yeah, I'm very happy about this. She was really nice about everything. I told her, I was pretty upfront about it. I know we're always, as resellers, we're always asking ourselves, should we be open and honest about, not honest, but we're always asking ourselves, should we volunteer the information that we're gonna resell these things? I did. I thought she just wanted them gone. I knew that she was grateful that I was coming to pick them up, giving her $500. That's a lot less than what she was looking to get out of them, like over time, selling them $10 a piece. But, at the end of the day, I'm happy, she's happy. Can't really ask for anything more than that. I mean, just selling them at $10 a piece on Marketplace, where there's obviously people interested, just for these, 185, she's looking at making $1,850. So for her to sell them to me for $500, obviously she was looking at getting rid of them really quick. They were taking up a lot of room in her shop, and so win-win. She actually messaged me later on and told me that she might actually be able to get these again next season. She also messaged me and said that there was a lot of people still blowing up her phone about trying to purchase these, and she asked me if it was okay if she sent them my information, and I was like, yeah, for sure. So I've already got one person message me asking me, and I told them that I'd sell them. I explained that I sold them on eBay, how much they sold for, and said that I'd take a big discount because of taxes, fees, shipping, all that. That I'd sell them for a set of 4, $60 to $80. depending on the condition. It actually seemed like he was gonna buy multiple sets. And I do plan to make a Facebook listing because of the amount of people in my area that actually do have interest in this. So ultimately, I plan to do really well with these, and I don't plan to have them for that long. You know, there'll probably be a couple here and there that I will end up having to do like long tail, but not too worried about it. I got the space for it, not worried. I'm very happy with this purchase, ultimately. Thank you all for stopping by. I have a couple ideas for some videos coming up within the next week or two. If you made it this far through the video, I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.